juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me. We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
You fucking mark!
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Yep. Back again and again. Dr. Huge, welcome to everybody. You know what this is. The Dr. Hugenstein Show. The Dr. Huge Show, if you want to shorten it up. We have Danny Damage back. Let's be on equal footing tonight, shall we? Look at him.
Good evening.
Look at that.
Oh, very nice. Thank you very much.
That's what I do for my guests on the show. So all you pro wrestlers out there and, smarks and things that are going to be coming on in the future, that's the treatment. You roll out the red carpet. And look at, we haven't seen her in ages. It's the Sasha Reigns in the house. Hello to you, Sasha Reigns. Hello to everybody that's coming in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit those buttons. You haven't been hitting the buttons lately. You were hitting the buttons the first couple of shows. You just stopped hitting the buttons. What happened? I'm still Dr. Huge, right? We're still doing the show. I still need it to feed my kids, all these likes. So please do that. She's going to be my pretty deadly correspondent in the future. So don't get jealous, Danny.
Okay, no problem.
She's just reporting on that and maybe a few others, right? I shared it to Kit Wilson. Thank you very much. Shout out to Kit Wilson. We'll find out more on him later. But yeah, we got Raw to talk about last night. We got NXT to talk about tonight. We can even talk about Saturday Night Main Event because we did a pre-show type of deal on that Saturday pre-show. How was that? You liking these pre-shows on Saturday?
Yeah, I didn't watch all of Saturday Night Main Event. I just watched a few clips, to be honest. Yeah, good warm-up show.
Yeah. We do a 2 p.m. expert panel show all about wrestling and all your favorite people. Hello to Chris out here. Look at him. Put him up twice. Let's go. Shout out to you, a longtime viewer, as well as Sasha Reigns. And she always wants to change her name. She wants to be Liv something or other. She was Drew. She was McIntyre's people before. I don't even know what kind of name. You can't change your names. That's bad for branding, Sasha Reigns. So that's why I'm sticking with Sasha Reigns for life. See, Mama Rain said hi, which I'm not even lying, Danny. I honestly believe that the writers or somebody in there, they got a hold of my Mama Rain's bit that I did for years.
Yeah.
And they started doing with The Rock and did the Mama Rhodes deal. He even said Mama Reigns by accident in the middle of it. I'm not kidding. So WWE's watching. The whole world's watching. The Rock is definitely watching. Where's The Rock? Is he around here somewhere? You like that outfit, Danny?
Oh, God. What is that? Oh.
That was the better of the two, I think, too. Like, he looks like he's about to go into cyberpunk, first levels. Doesn't have all the gear yet, but he's got to look cool. Yep.
That's grim.
Let's put it on the big screen for everybody to see. There you go. That's The Rock right there in spandex. It looks like he's wearing yoga pants, those big goofy sneakers, shorts over the yoga pants, blue leather jacket, and not like a rock star blue leather jacket, not a regular leather jacket. And that could possibly be a whole onesie up to the top. So, yep. Shout out to you, Rock. Don't fire me yet from WWE after you steal all my ideas, Mama Reigns, right? So.
He'll be back soon.
You think so? You think January 6th is the deal?
Maybe. I love that that's the date for it, and everyone keeps talking about January 6th again.
You know they're doing it. I was thinking about that last night too. I'm watching Raw, and they just I'm like, this is so overdone. Like
The countdown for January 6th, and it's just like, yeah, you're really leaning into it now. Brilliant. It tickled me.
wow.
Maybe, well, it's Solo and Roman, isn't it? So maybe The Rock has something to do with it, or maybe they save that for something else. Maybe they save it for the Rumble. I'm not sure.
They could really stretch it out if they wanted to, because I mean he's there all the time. That's why keep putting him out there? You gotta make these things last. He should be like a once a year type of thing. So we already saw him this year, and it was great. Him beating Cody's ass was the best. But yeah, all right, let's get into Raw last night. Here's one of the main notes that I think that I put down. I put it number 1. The Cero Midio's coming out. Penta El Gramo. I don't know his whole, like, he keeps changing his name too. Can't even remember the original one. And I know him from the Lucha Underground days. Shout out to you.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I've not a fan, to be honest. No, just another one in AEW that is just, I would fast forward, just skip ahead. I gave it a shot, I tried, but just, yeah, it's a bit too silly for me.
And if they bring him in, and then they'll eventually probably bring Rey Fenix in, doesn't it seem like that there's too many wrestlers to begin with, but now we're going to bring in 2 extra luchadors when we're trying to get Dragon Lee over? You're basically keeping Rey Mysterio hostage there, I guess. You know, Triple H is definitely trafficking him, because I don't think Rey Mysterio wants to be in wrestling anymore. I can't believe it. At his size, taking the abuse, or just even being around and traveling, like that must just be a pain in the ass. Like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, he's getting on now, isn't he? So you'd think he'd want to settle down and just stay put for a while. But maybe he's just enjoying living vicariously through Dom, because I can't remember the last time I saw Ray in a big program. So maybe he's just enjoying Dom's ride.
I forgot that was even his son.
Yeah.
It's like he's doing such a good job as a heel. I'm like, wow, he's really separated himself.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with it, because when he first came in, I was one of the biggest critics. Like, you can see he's maybe got something, but when he's just trying to be Rey Mysterio Jr., and he's not built like him, he doesn't move like him. It's like you can't do the same shit as your dad. You'd need to find something different, and he's done that. Far impressed a lot of people. Yeah.
And that's Dragon Lee, once again, that's your Rey Mysterio replacement, everybody. It's not going to be Dominic Mysterio. But that's like a great thing, because there needs to be more, if they're going to do this lucha thing and bring in more masked guys and everything else, you got Andrade there too. So, I mean, they're going to have their own like little AAA, and maybe they're just looking for the best of the best. And it's good because, like I said, Dom doesn't wear a mask. Maybe you can take a mask off of one of these other guys that are coming in. They definitely both. And you know what? Too many masked wrestlers just takes me out of it, to be honest. And I like lucha wrestling. I like all that stuff. But I'm not like one of these hardcore wrestling fans that's going to sit here and, you know, watch hours of just guys wrestling and the technicality of it. I don't really care. I do want to be entertained in a story and have things make sense and have like just way more than just 2 guys wrestling in a ring with masks on. You know, that gets really boring really fast.
Yeah, things are balanced to be found. I'm the same with too many flips and shit, and it's why AEW just, you end up having to zone it out. And even some of the WWE matches, when they have like war games and triple and quadruple matches, so 4 ways, it's just too much stuff going on at once, and you take away from the main sort of story that's been told. But with a balance, it can be really enjoyable. But some people just can't find that. Hopefully Triple H can lay down the law and say, right, you've got so many flips tonight, don't do all of them. But that's the thing with the Smash Brother, Lucha Under... What the fuck are they called now? Lucha Underground? No, what are they called?
The brothers?
Yeah.
They're Lucha something. They're Lucha things. Like, what's his name used to talk about? What was his name? There's too... Like, this is my point. There's too many masked people just even through the years. I can't keep up. Lucha Things was one of my favorite gimmicks. Remember him? He came out and he did a promo, Lucha Things, and he is basically doing what I'm doing right now, fumbling all over my words and going, Lucha Things. And it was fucking hilarious. So shout out.
I think it's just the Lucha Brothers. I think that's just what they settled on when they had to change the name. It was just the Lucha Brothers. But
Lucha
Hermanos. They do a lot of the same stuff, and it just gets a bit excessive. And like you say, when there's too many of them, similar masks, similar outfits, similar movesets, sometimes the same movesets, and they have the same checklist of the same spots that they have to get into every single match. Even if it's just a 3-minute match, they still have to force the same shit in. So they do bleed into each other's matches quite a lot.
Yep. Well, that's not happening at WWE, boys. That's not how we do. You're going to have your own move set, or you're going to steal somebody else's move set that's like either out the door or has been out the door. So that's how
are they giving them their own show, or are they just incorporating it into Raw or SmackDown and like they did with the Cruise? The new big Lucha push. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's all scattered. It's just they're bringing in so many wrestlers. A quarter of it seems like is going to be a bunch of Lucha people. At this point.
Sorry, my bad. The way you said it sounded like they were making a big effort to.
Well, American, we speak like almost a totally different language than the UK, so I understand. Yeah, you agree with that, Bills fan? Thank you. Of course, everybody agrees with Dr. Huge, right? So. Oh, anyway. So, yeah, he's coming out. He has like a Taz-like promo, this Penta. That's what I'm going to call him. I don't know his other names. Penta, he's got the glowing orange deal. It just reminded me of Taz. I thought Taz was going to come out and break somebody's neck all over again. Yeah. You like Taz? You a Taz guy?
Yeah.
I think
dropping people on the head. It's just like, great strategy. Get behind them, drop them on their head, do it again, keep doing it.
Just not to New Jack, or he would have stabbed you.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what you said in a promo I was watching recently, or a shoot. One of them shoot deals.
Yeah.
We got to bring that word back. That's kind of gone away. Shooting is the way to go. This is a shoot podcast, folks. All right. Everything here is a shoot. No works around here. So, yep. Cero Medio soon. I loved Lucha Underground. I had Marty the Moth on back in the day. For those that remember Lucha Underground, he had a big storyline on there. So what happened on Raw? Mainly, right up front, CM Punk comes out. He even says it himself. He's waiting for Rollins to now come out in his clown outfit and everything. Then he starts calling him Liberace and Elton John. And I figured he could have added a few more things in. They maybe call him RuPaul and George Michael, Jeffree Star. Who's the guy that sang "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me"?
Boy George.
Boy George. You're like Boy George, Seth Rollins. You get it, Seth Rollins? You getting it yet? So he was calling you gay, apparently. And he tried to cover it up, you see? And he did such a lame job of it. As soon as he said Liberace, I'm like, first of all, the kids don't know who Liberace or Elton John is at this point. No. But they're very, they're known for being gay. So he tried to say, I like Liberace. Oh, do you, CM Punk? What are you trying to say? So I don't know. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, he did scramble to clean that up a bit, or just to steady himself, to make sure to try not to get into too much trouble. But
yep. No, yeah, I haven't seen a wrestler backtrack like that in quite some time. Punk is the best in the world. He could have called him by his real, and he could have. But is he really the best in the world?
The best in the world.
You got to be pretty good to be Shane McMahon. That's all I got to say about that. Shane O'Mac is the best in the world. Still. Even though he damn near crippled himself doing one spot in WrestleMania.
Moments in.
Then Snoop Dogg had to come out and smoke a pound of weed in front of everybody to make him forget it. Yep. It's exactly what happened, everybody. Don't at me. kids. I hate when people at me. I hate when people like my streams and retweet my stuff and share podcasts. Don't fucking do that anymore. Okay. See, you see what I'm doing, Danny?
Yep. Bit of reverse psychology.
Mm-hmm.
I like
it works. I'm telling you. All right. So then Seth Rollins comes out. Of course, they get into a big fight because he called him gay a bunch of times. And then after they pull him apart, they're backstage. Drew McIntyre goes up to Seth Rollins and is like, hey, Seth Rollins, we hate all the same motherfuckers around here. We hate these guys, right? I've been fighting with this guy. You've been fighting with this guy. And that guy over there, you hate him, right? I hate him too. Like, it would be cool if we teamed up. And Seth Rollins was like, no, I hate you too. Right?
He's fat!
Well, he's not fat, but where's my Rollins? There we go. I just want to make sure I'm on the right page. And Drew McIntyre then tried to sneak attack him in the back, and it was cut off by Sami Zayn because Sami Zayn, for some reason, is still in our lives, even though we just got squashed on Saturday Night Main Event. Do you have any takes on this whole angle and what's going on with it?
I'm intrigued, and I'm interested. The only thing I don't like about it is the sequence of events, was a little different. The second part, when Drew tried to sneak up on Seth, Ludwig Kaiser was in the ring already, waiting for Braun Breaker to appear. And this is just disjointed wrestling matches, and it's just a pet peeve of mine. And I'm hoping this shit goes with Netflix and they structure the episodes a bit better. But you didn't have to have someone stood out in the ring waiting. And I get what they're going for, like, oh, you never know what's going to happen, you know. But everybody knows it's worked. I don't know. It just bugs me when people are like left out in the ring and they go. They have to cut for commercial like twice in that match as well between Braun and Ludwig.
Yeah,
and
it was definitely wonky. They do that a lot though. I've been to some live shows where they bring out a guy, does his entrance, comes out, stands in the ring, and then he's standing in the ring for like the next 15 minutes. You know, like, and you're in the crowd, like, oh yeah, I forgot he was even there. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. It just ruins the flow. It's one of the reasons I've struggled with the weekly television stuff for a while. The pay-per-views are right because they structure them differently, but I'm just hoping the television setup changes with Netflix and they can just learn to have the story or the thing you're coming to watch all in one, and then adverts. Go nuts with the adverts before and after, but just not in the middle of matches, please.
Yep.
It ruins the flow.
It's like the Howard Stern show back in the day, or old school radio, where you would get 2 hours straight and then you'd get a 15 to 20 minute break where they're eating lunch and like literally those breaks were brutal, but you were fine with it because you knew right after that they were going to go like another 2 hours.
Yeah.
So yep.
No problem with the angle itself, just the presentation, which is a long running thing with WWE.
It wasn't Hansy that brought up on our expert wrestling panel that there's going to be an anti-bloodline team. I mean, there you go. There's your top two guys for the team right there.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. They should definitely do that. KO definitely shouldn't join that group. But I think Rollins, McIntyre together, and then who else have they screwed over that they could even put on there? Like, two more guys you'd need, really. Anybody at home? How about Pretty Deadly, right? There we go.
Nice. Now, I was going to say Sheamus, but I think they've just written him out and he's doing something different. So I'm not sure.
Yep. He's been losing a whole lot lately, which is fine. I mean, that's a part of your job or whatever. But yeah, he definitely, when he comes back, he's going to need a push. He's going to need something, or else he's dead in the water.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just puts the younger guys over now, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe give him the IC title at some point, just so he's had the full collection. But yeah, I can't see too much from him now. They've just got their mind on other things, other people.
Think about it. The last time he had the title was like 2015, I think. And that whole Roman bit when he beat him in like 2 seconds. I think he had the Money in the Bank.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yep. Poor Shamey. He does put on some of the best matches, though.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
Him, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, put like she really doesn't put on any bad matches. Normies are blown away.
Sheamus just throws himself into stuff. He has no problem taking like big hits. I've always said that. It's just even before like Gunther was chopping the shit out of people, just any awfully blunt force trauma sort of like attack, Sheamus would be like, yeah, I'll take it on the face. You know, he doesn't shy away from stuff. And it's like, yeah, you can badmouth him if you want and say, oh, he's one of Vince's old projects, or he's a bit clunky, because I know quite a few people aren't too keen on him, but he'd happily stand in there and just take just about anything. And it's like, yep, fair play. You're a meathead and you fucking know it.
What's this, Sasha Reigns? Rhea puts on a ton of bad matches, Doc. And how about putting Cody with them? Wow. That's some white hot takes. And I can't really disagree. What's the last Rhea Ripley match that you remember? Mine was Charlotte Flair at the WrestleMania there during the Coof, you know, when nobody was in the arena and they seemed to be screaming a whole lot, but it was because there was no other noise, you know. Yeah. But that was I would say that was a solid ass match, but that was because of Charlotte. I think she's the best women's wrestler probably still. What's your take on that? No, she's not the best.
No.
Who's better than Charlotte Flair? I'll wait.
Well, I don't know. Charlotte's good, but it's just I always feel like she's just pushed a little bit too much. And obviously they want Ric Flair's daughter, they want the Flair name, they want the modern version of that to live on and to sell T-shirts and stuff. But I've never thought she's been quite as good as what everyone was getting excited about. She's better now, but when she first came up to the main roster, it was too much too soon. She struggled with the reaction to crowds. I can't remember what it was. I think she came when they came to England once, and the audience were just not playing ball with it, and she did not know how to deal with it. And she just started putting her hands over her ears and just almost went like fetal position in the middle of the ring and just fell over. I can't remember who saved her, but yeah, she's much better now. I'll definitely give you that, but she's not one of my favorites.
Who's your favorite? Like for me, I mean, Charlotte has definitely gotten way better on the mic, like you said, and that's the reason why I like her. Not mainly, it's the in-ring stuff, and she always makes everybody else look better. You know, like Becky Lynch wasn't always the greatest either, but Charlotte really like put her up there on that level by having all these matches with her. And now Becky Lynch is, I mean, I don't like the man gimmick and all that, obviously, but she does put on good matches. Sasha Banks, I can't stand her. She puts on good matches. So I'm kind of speaking more towards that. I think there are better, you know, female promos and stuff out there for sure.
I'd rather watch Asuka. I'd rather watch Shayna Baszler.
Wow, than Charlotte?
Yeah. Asuka, definitely. With Asuka, yeah.
Wow. She was doing flips with triple D cups, though. Like, that's hard to do, you know?
Yeah, loads and loads of female wrestlers manage it in big rings, little rings, indies, mainstream. So is it really that? Yeah. Yeah,
it is impressive. And doing it in lingerie like Kaden Carter.
Oh, it's impressive, but it doesn't stand out because everyone's doing it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, even little Kaden Carter was doing it. And yeah, no, I like Asuka. I like Shayna Baszler. They've obviously not using Shayna Baszler nearly as well as they could do, but she should just be ripping people's arms off. But
yeah,
no.
You know what I like Shayna Baszler for? To fix my car. That's what I like her for. Or to beat up other girls that I don't like. Yep, I do that too. I ask bigger, badder lesbodians out here to fight females I dislike. So try me, ladies. I'll send Shayna Baszler after you. Maybe Zoe Stark too, right? I mean, she might be my sister. You never know. So, Zoe Stark won last night. How about that for a little segue?
Yeah, I did write. I got to know what the fuck was that finish.
Yeah,
I think she dropped her instead of doing a proper finish on her, but they just quickly covered up and got the 3 and ran out of there. But yeah,
Yep. But she's always screaming after the match. She's very intense. This is Zoe Stark.
I did get confused at that match because it was another tournament and it's another belt, and I thought I was watching AEW. Just too many tournaments, too many titles, way too many belts now in WWE.
Yep.
To mirror the men's belts just for the women, it's just it's a bit, again, excessive. And I know they like to sell those belts on the website because every sports team now over there also has a WWE branded crossover belt that you can buy for however many hundreds of dollars.
Literally thousands of them at this point.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yep. I was thinking last night because of, we do have another tournament we're watching and all this. And I'm like, we need to, I was thinking, who's the other tag team champions? Because I'm like, they keep promoting tonight, which was Judgment Day and War Machine, War Raiders, whatever you want to call them. And War Raiders won that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I'm like, can we get rid of one of these tag titles? Do we need 2 for each show? Like that Finn Balor and JD McDonough run was
the shits.
Nothing happened.
They had like 3 defenses, didn't they? I think
maybe. I don't remember them. If they did, they must have just been throwaway matches, I guess.
Yeah, well, they've got, like I said, too many belts, and it just makes the rest of them not mean anything. And then when everyone in the crowd's got a belt as well, and every celebrity that does a little cross-promotional media bloody scrum or something, they get a belt, and it's just, why should I care about your belt, wrestler in the ring? Everyone's got one. You can buy them. If it was up to me, miserable old man time, if it was up to me, we shouldn't be taking belts to the arenas. They should say no belts, apart from the fact of like, yeah, you've got a few hundred quid's worth of merchandise just on your shoulder, nice and easy for someone to come and grab. I think it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I love it at the casino though. They walk around with the belts.
Right.
Everybody's got one. I mean, and it what a moneymaker. It's like, what are they, like 150 a piece or something?
Oh, if not more. Yeah. And then you get the little side plates and
need the authentic ones,
I mean, I get it. You've just spent a ridiculous amount of money on a wrestling belt that you didn't win, so you do want to show it off. But like I say, when you just see everyone in the crowd with one, it's like, why do I care about the guys in the ring? It's,
I'll tell you that the only time I've ever kind of felt like that is when Triple H gave the title to Kevin Owens, literally in the ring, and then I was like, no. I was like, no. You're not allowed to do that, Triple H. But he does break ground when it comes to, kayfabe and stuff, right, folks? Yeah. Like, what do they call that thing? The Last Dance or whatever that he did with Razor Ramon. Let's just call it that. It's the Last Dance with Razor Ramon and Diesel. It's like, bye, see you guys in WCW. Bye.
Curtain call. There we go. The curtain call.
Curtain call. Yep.
Took me a second then.
Yep. We're on fire tonight. Look at our memories just going, remembering all this useless information for you guys. So once again, retweet this, share this around. Definitely go on YouTube. I need the watch hours. Like, I can't monetize. I can't do anything. I'm sitting here with my finger in my ass, just waiting to be monetized and get a push from the Huge Universe. So if you want more of this, we're going to give it to you, okay? But you need to do your job and press the buttons. Or else I'm going to send Shayna Baszler after you again, especially the females. Anyway, check this video out. Did you know the New Day were in my city talking shit to my people? Can you believe this?
I was not aware, no.
Yep. This happened yesterday because WWE's in the area. They're at Lowell tonight, which is my state. But look at what they were saying to my people.
Isn't Boston a sports town? What and y'all don't care about how your feet
Sports
look?
town.
Look at this. What are we doing?
It's in their kicks. Well, those are some bad sneakers.
Did anybody else come out here to see you? Did anybody else come out here to see you? The answer is no.
There we go. There we go. Wow.
Do you know what happened? You know what happened to Cody Rhodes? What happened? He talked trash about us. Last week, he talked about, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. The very next week, now he's having cervical issues. Oh, wait. Oh, what, you want him to buy at least?
Wait, you know what? That's a really nice U.S. title that you bought.
Yeah, that's
Wow, we were just talking about that.
How's yours? Where's your title? Where's your title?
My whole
Yeah, where's your title, Xavier Woods? Exactly. That's the correct response, and that's the kind of response you'll get in my town. We're pretty witty around here, and we don't take any shit from Xavier Woods, that's for sure.
Hall of Fame career is all around here. Congratulations.
Oh, you broke our hearts out there. How could you say that stuff to eat? Oh, you broke our hearts.
Kingston's
We just
from
want to
here,
be
too.
lied to. We get mad when people tell us the truth. Oh, you broke our hearts. So what?
It's so funny. I'm telling the truth is not okay anymore. 2024, you don't want to hear the truth. That's okay.
Almost 2025. Keep it down, Woods. That's it. I almost had a whole gang of mine jump him after that. I almost did. I almost called it in and been like, hey, boop, boop, boop. Put it in. I'm one of the big homies around here. So I almost got him shut down for good. New Day. Watch your backs.
They were having fun.
Were they? I don't know. I take this very seriously, this pro wrestling business, but all right, if you say so, maybe I'll call them off, you know.
How long were the faces, though? Like 8 years?
Forever.
Yeah, so it must just be nice and cathartic to just let rip and just start taking the absolute piss out of fans instead of being like, yeah, time to smile and wave. There you go, there's your autograph.
The shoes bit was pretty good.
Yeah.
Those were some bad sneakers, folks. Like, what are you guys doing out here wearing like Keds? The fuck were those? What are those? Right? Is that still a thing? What's up, Sasha Reigns? Look at you lighting up the chat. I love it. We need more Sasha Reigns in the chat. YW, I share to 3 superstars. Thank you very much. That's probably why Drew McIntyre's watched before. Triple H watches all the time. Triple H is like my biggest fan. Eric Bischoff has actually tipped us on here.
Nice.
Gave a tip back in the day. Just the tip, though. Right? Yep. So what else is happening out there in WrestleLand? Braun retained last night. Beat Ludwig Kaiser after he basically got stone cold out in the ring. Not Stone Cold Steve Austin, but like just, you know, it's like sitting a kicker during a crucial moment. They had him waiting out there for 20 minutes while they, you know, told their stories backstage. And then he came out and got washed by the fucking Braun Breaker. So I don't know. I don't think it's fair either.
No, he's getting plenty of time to shine at least, even though he was defeated. But yeah, he's looking really good. That smug, shit-sniffing face he pulls all the time. It's like William Regal, but not. It's same book, different page. I like Kaiser.
Yeah, he's definitely like a modern version of William Regal. It makes all the sense in the world. And he'll eventually, you know, go against Gunther, and that will be a whole thing to boost him up. I see all that coming because, you know, him and LA Knight, they're not spring chickens over here. They need to get like these major pushes like right now. And what we got over here? Sasha Reigns, you're back again? Oh, I almost blocked you, Sasha Reigns. Almost. I'm good at that. Ela needs to come back. I miss him. And somebody pointed out online, I believe it was Miggs. I don't want to, you know, not cite my sources, but yeah, it's like Charlotte hasn't been around. AJ Styles tried to come back and instantly is out again, breaking his foot. It looked kind of gross. Asuka's been out, and Ela. And those 4 right there, those are like super duper stars. And you kind of, it is one of them things. It's always been a gag of mine where it's like, if you're off TV, I'm always like, rest in peace. You're essentially dead. You know, like you're out of my memory. I'm like, wow. And then when they even talk about like, hey, Asuka, I'm like, whoa. You know, when they're not wrestling on TV and they put other people in that place, it's kind of a big deal. That's why wrestlers freak out about trying to come back from injury, or they don't want their spots taken. It can happen like that.
Yeah.
So get well, everybody.
I didn't check. After the women's War Games, did anybody get injured in that match? I know a couple of guys in their match.
I don't think it. Probably banged up, but you saw that women's War Games match, right? You saw
it's the sheets.
I don't think they were trying very hard, and they were lining up properly. They were getting ready for all their spots and all. Is the men's, they were all over the place. They were actually like trying to make it look good, and then you had some injuries.
Yeah, they're still just sloppy cluster fuzzes, though. I'm surprised more people don't get injured. I feel bad, but then when it happens, it's like, yeah, what did you expect? You're a giant guy jumping from that height and you landed on your fucking feet. What did you think was going to happen?
But the way he did it, it's because I'm telling you, when I was watching it, I could see it right away. I'm like, CM Punk took so long to take Roman off the table there that when Bronson was already in the air, he doesn't want. The one thing you don't want to do if you're in the wrestling business is hurt Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
You do that, you're pretty much done. So he jumps off being like 1,000 pounds, and then he notices, oh my God, he's still on the table. So he went like this. He pulled back. And when he pulled back, his fucking feet hit first. Yeah, and then his body hit the so that's the reason why it came out wonky. I'm telling you, I don't know this for certain, but I'm sure if I talked to Bronson Reed, he'd be like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because it was like this close. If he just landed regular or did his regular drop, he would have caught Roman a piece of him. That's my take. I'm sticking to it. But, I mean, what a time to get hurt. WrestleMania season. Yeah. He was getting probably the best push in like a decade. I mean, he wiped out Seth Rollins and the monster of all Monsterland. And he was killing everybody. And then he joined the Bloodline Part 2. Still the Bloodline. Like, that's a Sami Zayn major push. And now your legs are shattered because CM Punk is a slow old man.
How long's he out for, as you said?
It's got to be a while. I mean, he shattered his ankle. One of them. And I think he messed up the other one. But one of them is definitely like shattered. So.
It looked rough.
Punk, bro. At least he didn't injure himself, right? God, he had 2 matches and hasn't gotten injured.
Yeah, I'm surprised because his success rate for injury in AEW wasn't great. But he's done well he's still got injured in WWE, hasn't he? But not as immediately.
Right away. In his debut at the Royal Rumble, he got injured.
Oh, yeah, it was what looking out. Yeah.
He goes to the bathroom and gets injured. You know what I mean? They probably have somebody following him around, a bunch of handlers. Literal handlers around him, like, oh, like a glass statue.
Yeah. I thought we were going to have to retire Kevin Nash's joke about him getting in the ring and falling over and injuring himself and handing it to CM Punk now.
His poor quads. Vince's poor quads. No wonder he's walking around in the cane. And not like he's not like 1,000 years old as well, but, popping your quads like that all the time. I mean, he was jumping in a ring, at 60-something years old. And the way he jumped in was just so unprofessional, Vince. I'm sorry. If you ever try this again, like do the John Cena slide, maybe pull yourself up. I know you're strong. You can use that upper body weight, but you got no legs, bro. Where's your leg day? So Sasha Reigns got something to say again. If Bronson was not hurt, then he would have been he definitely would have. Yep. Pushing him to the moon with Jesse Ventura. He kicked ass, and I told everybody he would. Jesse Ventura came out there fucking sharp. They must have gave him a ton of steroids or something. All that Joe Biden concoction, and he went out there with the boas, and he killed it. You like Jesse Ventura there? I think we talked about him before.
Yeah.
Performance.
Yeah, he stayed in character. It's all good. Just we weren't sure if he was going to start going off randomly and making like Alex Jones look like Mr. Sensible.
Go full lizard people, drones, you know. And how about that drones? I heard there are drones in your neck of the woods too. Is that true?
I haven't heard that, but
no, I heard they were in other countries as well, like in certain spots. But
I haven't been keeping up with it much, to be fair. So I've just saw that there was quite a lot was it over New Jersey?
Yeah, I wouldn't either, but it's so close to where I am on the map
right.
that I'm like, all right, what is this? And I'll tell you this for a little. Here's a little conspiracy show with no name stuff, but I've been hearing a lot that these drones that are up there are sniffers, and what are they sniffing for? Nuclear materials. So stuff to make nukes or a nuke or whatever. I heard, though, it's not a device that they're looking for necessarily. And one major conspiracy has popped up on my radar. And if it's true, I don't like it. But what this drone situation supposedly is about, from a message board back in 2022, they said, oh, remember COVID that just is still going on? Well, the next one is going to be, they're going to say that there's nuclear material in a condensed area. And New Jersey is the most condensed area in the United States. There's more people there than anywhere else. And they're going to say that there's nuclear material out there. Some people will get radiation and shit off of it and get really sick. And then they're going to do like basically COVID 2.0. They're going to start tracking and tracing. They're going to, do all that good stuff that we all need in our lives. And it's just going to restrict people's movement and they're running it back, folks. So sounds legit to me, because a lot of the other videos I've been seeing from drone operators themselves or in the military, they say, yep, they're sniffing stuff out. And if that means the nuclear material stuff. And then on the flip side of this, then you have all the UFO stuff with the lights in the sky, essentially, orbs and things. Those aren't drones. The fuck is that? But you don't see that on the news. You only see that online. But there's way more. And I'm not saying that it can't all be fake, right?
No, I live in a seaside town and I see some weird shit with lights and stuff, especially over. Yeah. There's I'm not saying I know exactly what it is, but it's just there's other people as well that see things, and it's just Well, you feel happy that the government have come out and said that all the drones over America are just hobbyists and recreational users and legitimate registered users, all just coincidentally flying the drones at the same time. I did see that before we came on.
Our politicians are coming out and saying, like, 50 of them just came out of the water last night and just out of nowhere and came and started doing their thing again. Yeah. And that doesn't sound like sniffers, And why would they just be doing it at night? And why not just tell everybody?
They'll bring in some rule. They'll be doing it to bring in some law, some rule, or like you say, to block down and to control.
Just a good old time. I love their games that they play with everybody. They try to scare the shit out of you. Then you get all stupid because you're scared. You're like, oh no, I'm terrified by what they're telling me. Because the thing is, if you believe in fake news, and this is why I knew all the coup stuff and everything else. I knew within a week. I always give things like a week. Okay, you're telling me there's something like that's going to kill the whole world or whatever, like this nasty thing that's out there. All right, I don't want to get it and I don't want to spread it. I'll abide by the rules for a week or two or whatever, your 15 days. After that, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because then it means, what was the 15 days for? Why is everything so arbitrary? You're moving goalposts and oh, no, it's going to be 2 months and no, it's going to be, that seemed a little weird, right?
Yeah.
So with this, the same thing. It's like, I'm not going to be terrified by these things. If a million of them can show up in the sky, I'm just going to go, wow, Because you know what? If it's UFOs or anything crazy or another government and they're going to do something, they're going to do it. What am I going to do about it? You know what I mean? So you got to go out there and you might as well just go, hey, hello, what is this? And not be terrified by it. And they're just going to keep harassing all these mutton heads out here. And then they're going to do whatever they want. That's how this always goes. So
I'm surprised people haven't started and I'm not condoning this, obviously, but I'm surprised there are people just got out and just started going, pew, pew, just taking matters into their own hands and just started firing shots. Have they? Right, right, fair enough.
But that's dopey too. Like, no matter what, if you're shooting, how are you going to hit them? Even if they're low. I mean, people are just dumb, man. I don't know what else to say. And it's not even really dumb. It's more like they don't know. Like, how do you not know these things? Like, doesn't anybody else see patterns? Like they do the same thing over and over and over again, and it gets the same result. And that's why they treat us the way they treat us, because it's like, you guys are idiots.
But there's a new series of something on Disney Plus this weekend, so we'll just all distract ourselves with that and smash all 10 episodes of that in a night and forget everything and just start again next week.
Yep. I'll tell you my favorite, and I would point this out during this time period. I'm trying to be careful here. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, man, I've derailed the Raw review.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But during this time period a few years back, I'm like, okay, so this deadly thing is out here, right? I'm told to do this, that, walk in a fucking line into the supermarket, stand in this spot, go over there, just in public. And then I'm watching guys in underwear wrestle each other every night live. You've got to be fucking kidding me, right? I thought that was so ridiculous. And I would always point this out. I'm like, there are guys sweating on each other on TV right now.
AEW was still blading and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
you're bleeding on each other.
Yeah. On the mat, and then other people coming into the ring and rolling around on the same mat that other people have sweat and bled onto, and it's like it does not make sense.
And in the meantime, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm an asshole. I'm a this and I'm a that by everybody online, and nobody said they're sorry. I will take that back. One person, Big Steve Gaming, shout out to you, because he thought I was just a whack job. Then. Now, almost forever, but he's like, you know what? You were right. I can't believe it. Holy shit, you're right about everything. I'm like, I am right about it. I'm an expert journalist, analyst, and I see through works, people, not just the scripted wrestling stuff. I can see through all the works. Unfortunately for me, sometimes I'm not supposed to see these things. You know what I mean? They don't want me relaying these messages to the people out here.
Yeah, I still know plenty of people that just pretend like nothing bad happened and nothing dodgy happened and nobody was forced to do anything. Nobody was emotionally guilted. Yep. Just
wild.
Yeah.
Right. That's the biggest Stockholm syndrome I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That was the craziest psyop they ever pulled. So shout out to you, government. You guys killed it, man. I'm sure you got all kinds of notes about that. How to fuck us in the future.
Hopefully, touch wood, people don't fall for it again. Or as many people won't fall for it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I just told you now. If you see what I just told, I just laid out the plan. So if they're gonna do all this horse shit again, do not be the key thing. If you're gonna take anything away from this, don't be afraid. That's it. Just don't be afraid and work it out. Think this out. That's all. So how about this? Go back to wrestling here, but Meltzer, he seems to be going crazy online. Have you seen this today?
I can now because, he blocked me a while ago, but I can see his shit now. Same with Cornette. Cornette blocked me a couple of years ago.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why does Cornette not like you?
I either said something bad about Joe Biden or if there was a few times where I'd said like, look, Jim, but please just, or Brian, please just get Jim to go outside. Lockdown's over. He can take his mask off. He can stop with his Howard Hughes cosplay. He can get the spruce moose. He can go and see people. He doesn't have to live like this. And it's only just, the guy's getting on, and you don't want people to just like isolate themselves for the final years and, you know, not see the friends as your address book gets smaller and smaller each year. And I just think it's real sad that he's just living that way. So me being me, I'm just like, look, man, I'm a real big fan, but please, can you just try and go outside and do some stuff, because it's messed with your head a bit, mate. So that was probably it. I may have also said Joe Biden's not as good as you think he is. It's a rock and a hard place. But yeah, I still would always retweet and post and comment on their shit every fucking week, twice a week. He's just a baby, sadly, when it comes to stuff like that. Wrestling opinions, Cornette's great, but yeah, political and personality-wise it's a bit
Which
sad,
is weird,
I'm
too.
afraid.
I kind of never thought that because, you know, the sound of his voice. Southern people are generally Republicans. And once again, I'm not either. I don't deal with politics. I'm above it. I'm thinking about space aliens and where we are in the cosmos and shit like that. Like, I don't care about your little petty squabbles that will be squashed eventually one way or another. But yeah, if you didn't recognize that Joe Biden is senile, essentially, day one, you're a fucking idiot. I don't know how else to tell you. I mean, yeah, I want to say it nicer than that, but hey, it is what it is. Again, everything's a work. I'm not a Trump guy either. I see through that too. Trust me, I can get everybody to hate me. But yeah, everything's one big work, all that stuff. And wow, the Biden stuff was like over the top of work. The most votes ever, guys. Great, most votes ever. Like you bought that? Oh man. Like, wow.
That really caught me. That stopped me. The more votes than Obama as well. I was like, really? I was like, he was honestly super popular.
I understand the Obama one. You know, first black president. If you were here during that time too, then the build up, they fucking nailed it. It was basically their promotion and their PR for Obama was like perfect. They knocked it out of the park. And leading, he was going to dunk all over McCain and then get that second 4 years because he was so over, right? But Joe Biden wasn't over. Do you remember the rallies? Nobody was there. Everybody was all cooped up and they had the people in cars and shit separated. And then you would go to see Trump in like Florida and it's like stadiums and like come on, really, there's no comparison if you're like looking at this objectively. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Obama had the gift of the gab. He could just talk people and into buildings, and for someone like Biden to apparently beat him and then also most votes ever, I'm just like, no, I'm not buying that, not for a second. I'm sorry. There's been a miscalculation, I believe. Someone needs to count the votes again. But
yeah. Anyway, back to Meltzer because I still have it up.
Sorry. What's bloody Meltzer frazzled about now?
He's been tweeting so much. I can't find anything. I don't know which one is more relevant than the rest. All right, here's one. Somebody wrote to him, do you know if Nielsen has a standard where they have to watch 80% of the game? And then he wrote, if you watch 80% of the show, you are counted as 0.8 viewers. If you watch 5 minutes of Raw or AEW in 2-hour show on television, you are counted as 0.04 viewers. So it's what it looks like to me. And this is like over and over and over with a bunch of different people for like, he's been tweeting all day, but it seems like a big cult. The numbers are the numbers. Bill Belichick, my favorite coach of all time, brought me many championships with Tom Brady, of course. His famous quote is, stats are for losers. And because if you know anything about sports, and especially the stats, you can make them look however you want. There's so many different types of stats. You can just focus on, I'm telling you, but just look at the overall. Who cares about the integral parts of these numbers? And I'm thinking about having some people on. I see a few hardcore analysts of the numbers out here, and I'm not really all that interested in it, but I know the people out here think it's funny, and they want to see like the numbers and crunch them and all that stuff. So I may have some people on in the future that will crunch all these numbers and business-wise, but I don't really think it's all that important. You really only need that one big number, and it is growth. What's the number in growth? Are you growing or are you shrinking? If you're shrinking, you're dying. If you're growing, then you're doing okay, even if it's just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Meltzer, like Tony Khan, they used the ratings as their measuring stick when it suited them. And then when it wasn't very favorable to them, they started trying to change the measuring stick. And it's like, oh, it's not the overall voter, it's not the overall viewers, it's just the key demo. And now it's not the key demo, and it's like, oh yeah, but look at all the impressions we got on social media. Or then they'll just be like, oh, but Raw got this, and it's like, well, it's irrelevant what they got. We're looking at what you've got. And then it's like, oh, well, basketball was on, or I don't know, the cheerleaders have got talent was on, just as an excuse every time. And when like I say, when the metrics work for them, they'll happily get behind it and say it's all about the ratings. But then when the ratings are shit, they'll be like, there's more than ratings, guys. Sorry, you need to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, and if you're gonna have growth, you need kids in the crowd. That's the main way to grow wrestling, in my opinion. This pro wrestling deal, since it's so over the top wacky and stuff, and a lot of it is kid friendly. So I mean, if you don't have any kids in your crowd and just a bunch of bald dudes with beards, they're gonna have issues, like I said, just life issues out here that they're gonna have to deal with at some point. And you're gonna be losing people because we're adults, we don't always have time for this shit. So when we do, it's cool, but the kids are always there. And they grow up with it, which they become eventually the adults that bounce in and out and stick around or what have you. But yeah, AEW, man, I don't know what you got to do. You got to, like I've been saying, a total overhaul, upheaval, just toss out whatever you're doing and restart with a whole new, fresh idea. Scale the whole shit down. Let go of these wrestlers that you're keeping as prisoners, Tony Khan. And, just be a normal company, like grow. Don't just go backwards and take TV deals and act like you're bigger than you are, because we all see through that.
It's just short-sighted. Like you say, you need to sort of like have the interest for tomorrow as well, not just the interest for today. So they don't do that. Everything's just everything all at once right now. No waiting, no thought about it afterwards. And it'll be his downfall.
There he is. We're going to see him tonight. Frazier put up a picture of Cena with a broken nose. I like to do this a lot. This is high art, people. I'm going to make prints of this and probably sell it for $1,000 a piece, because that's what you do in art. You make the price really stupid high so that everybody thinks it's important. He's going with Axiom and going to take on another tag team for the titles, apparently. And then before that, his boy Axiom is going to be fighting Obafemi. So he's going to be like all beat up. I'm sure they're going to make him fight Obafemi first, because the NXT's jerks like that. And then what else we got tonight? Because we're almost there, folks. We're going to be watching NXT with you. Follow both of us on the Twitters and the X and whatever you want to call it. Subscribe here. And then we got my favorite, my personal favorite, the one that makes me Hrrrgrummm the most, is Sol Ruka teaming up with Ultimate Warrior. Zarya. And they're taking on Lash Legend and Jakara. That tag team. And I can't foresee a tag team that's been together for a while not winning this match against two people that they just put together. I think Sol and Zarya are going to be fighting each other probably soon. How about that? And
I'll take your word for it. I've not been keeping up, but that's typically where they go with the tag teams. As soon as they put a tag team together in WWE and in AEW, just in modern wrestling, it's just the countdown until they explode and they've got a match against each other.
Yep, one of them turn. Or in Johnny Gargano's, we thought he was going to turn, but he just became bad with his boys. So that was one of the better ones. Ren Sinclair is taking on Jada Pinkett. That's what Booker T calls her. You know, the one with the big butt and the fake weave. I know that could be anybody really, but and then what else we got? The main event: Eddie Thorpe versus Trick, which is kind of ironic because Eddie Thorpe tricked all of us in NXT getting this match. See what I did there? Whoa. Yep. So Eddie Thorpe has been cringe. Maybe if he's a bad guy, we can get him away from his Native American heritage and DJing and all that other shit that doesn't make sense mixed together. And he can just be like a bad guy and maybe form some kind of character here against Trick Williams. He's definitely not winning this. I don't see that. But yeah, you never know. You never know. For the championship. You like Trick? You're a Trick Williams guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's going to the main roster soon, so any time now we'll be losing that belt, I reckon.
It could be tonight. They are in Lowell, and supposedly it's like this. Oh, the big, deal for the year for them before this PLE that they have, New Year's Evil, I think they call it. But
yeah,
they love Lowell, NXT anyway. They're always going to Lowell. Again, in my area with the New Day. Watch out. Watch your back, New Day. Thank you for coming on again, Danny. Thank you for staying up all night long with us. So late over there.
It's one. It could be later.
You gonna watch any NXT, or they show that over there in the CW, right?
I don't know about the CW feed. Excuse me. But if I have a friend or two that would let me go around to their house and watch it,
nice.
We'll say, if I needed to.
At 1 a.m. Yeah. Sweet. Yep. All right. Yep. Thank you guys in the chat. Shout out to Sasha Reigns, who is here. She wants to see Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. Don't we all? King Reezy in the house, who knows all about the drones. Go check him out online. And he's with us on 2 p.m. on Saturdays. And Jeffrey Cross, what's up with you, bro? Why are you late? Don't let that happen again. Anyway, I'll talk to all you guys later. Don't forget to retweet, share, like, subscribe, hit all the buttons. Go over to YouTube and subscribe. All the videos are there. I'm making shorts. I'm doing it all. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Girlfriend, things that make you go. Things that make you go. Yeah. Things that make you
Rest in peace.
DrHUGEshow. Oh God, I got such a headache.
Other.
Yes, I'm here. I don't really want to be here tonight wearing my Seidel shirt. Sometimes this wrestling stuff gets a little, you're just talking about the same old shit here. I'm looking at a bunch of notes. I have some random things in here. That's why the name of this show is the name of the show. So be looking forward to that. We got to switch it up here. YouTube, by the way, what's your problem? I'm not allowed to show clips of something that's not actually an event that everybody is sharing online and everywhere. I understand copyright policies, right? But, there's so much gray area. Certain people can do certain things. I don't understand. I don't understand how any of that works. So get your shit together, YouTube. Just messing up my whole life here. Like, share, subscribe, right? I got to liven this up. That's what AI told me anyway. Told me I was low T and low energy and low IQ. It did mention I was funny, so at least there's that. So cool. Shout out to you, AI, for that. But all that other stuff, that's not true. Okay? I don't care if a supercomputer on the X machine said it. So what else we got to talk about tonight? We got a porn star, Nadia White, who is in the wrestling business. I didn't realize wrestling in porn stardom was match made in heaven or similar in any way, but apparently to Miss Nadia White, it is. I read some of this article. She basically is comparing pro wrestling to the porn scene, probably with the backstage politics and things, because now that she's over wrestling, I don't know, somewhere, it's like a bad thing to have that on your portfolio and your resume. You know, don't forget what happened with Triple H in China. That's why she wasn't around for a while. At least that was, you know, the reasoning. Her porn started them. But if you can see here, she was asked more questions like about people having issues with it, not really so much in the crowd, but with the people backstage. You would have to assume if there were parents and kids in the crowd or whatever, they're not going to know who you are. Or maybe they do, but they're not going to say. So they're not going to be complaining in Bible Belt areas and things, which was spoken about here. But what I found funny was in this one quote, how often has this happened to you? Brother. It was brother. So we found out we got a brother in there. So she's a legit wrestler if you're using brother. Brother, it was my first show. My very first show after training. The girl I was supposed to wrestle didn't agree with my job. So she went to the venue to get me removed from the show. But luckily, the promoter didn't think that was right. So we moved to the venue and I had a different opponent. But my very first show? How can you do that to someone? I worked my ass off to get there. I moved across the country, blah, 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 brother. And thank you, Ringside News, where I got this from. So there you go. Turned wrestler. So now she's just pro wrestler. Just like Logan Paul was boxer, and now he is pro wrestler. Shout out to you, Nadia White. Maybe we'll get her on someday. You know, now that she's wrestling. She's in my world now. Yep. All right, you can get off my screen here. Anyway, what's going on with you guys, huh? Uh-oh. Where am I? It's taken over. I had to exit out of everything. Are we still live? I think we are. Don't forget to retweet and share this, everybody. Tell everybody. We're live tonight before SmackDown. I have things to talk about. Instead of taking a nap, which I should probably do. You know, and you need those nappies.
Welcome to hell.
I just pressed the button so I could take a sip here.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Keep sharing, keep liking. I'm sure you're all doing that right now. I'm sure the millions out there are just tapping away. So, let's check on the chat. Anybody here? Look at this. We got Coach in the house. F YouTube Doctor, thank you. Everybody's on the doctor side, of course. Sasha Rain's in the house, who is downloading Skype on her phone. Well, breaking news. I don't have my breaking news with me tonight, but let's do what do we got for you? We'll play a sample for you.
And I know that you like hoes.
Yep. It must be true. He said it. The Godfather told you. Sorry, Sasha Reigns. But breaking news. Anyway. So that story, I just did that, right? PornstarMania running wild all over everybody, brother. AEW is going to Max soon. Everybody knows this. But are people actually going to go out of their way to get it because of AEW now? They're still on TV. I think they're going to give them a catalog and, you know, like a whole archive and maybe the lives, I'm sure. The PLEs, sorry. But to me, I got Peacock. I have Netflix. I really don't even need those if it wasn't for WWE. And I hate that everybody's kind of sucking me into all this other stuff that I don't have time to watch all this stuff. And even if I do, you usually run out of stuff. Like I'll watch Cobra Kai a movie or two that I haven't seen in a million years. And that's it. And then I shut it off. Now I have to keep the thing on. And it's like, I don't even know. It's probably it'll be $15 by next summer. Yeah, the cheapest version of it. Because it all just keeps going up and up. Peacock, same thing. Started off like $4.99. I'm like, $4.99, that's not bad. It may even have started off at like $3.99 at the very beginning. But now it's like $8, $9.
It's the shits.
Yeah. So Max, you know, I would like to see the Penguin. Is that all bunched in with HBO? Anybody know anything about this?
Yeet!
No? Yes?
No yeet.
Well, doesn't matter because I'm not getting it. And yeah, sure. Maybe it's because I'm poor, right, kids? All the kids online. Oh, you still have advertisements on YouTube? Yup, I do, because it's always been that way. And why am I going to I want to give them $15 a month or whatever to everybody now to not have ads, to just be able to see everything. Just bring back Blockbuster, bring back movie theaters, like for real. All this online shit is terrible. The video games stink now.
It's the shits.
The movies stink in general. Everything's pretty bad. So when we had hard copies of products, as you can see and feast your eyes on behind me, you know, when the lights shut off, when the drones take over and just EMP us or whatever, I'll still have a VCR in an EMP proof case that I'm going to pull out. I'm going to play my DVDs and my VCRs, my tape cassettes. And I'm going to die, I guess. I don't know. Right? After all that, I don't think the collectibles game will be on fleek, you know, after an EMP attack. Just saying. Or maybe they'll be worth way more. Who knows? So I'm going to keep all the time. I'm not even going to take the toys out of the packages during the apocalypse. I'll keep them in there just in case we get through. And then, you know, everybody else's toys are going to be messed up. And these will be the only toys in town in the box. Yep, fighting off zombie hordes to keep the collection safe. Yep. That John Cena right there, it's got to be $60 now. That's $60, bro? Really? Killing it. Yep. So, it's not that I'm poor. You know, I'm not a fucking idiot. It's pretty much the end of that discussion there. But how about this for news? Some rumors, which I rarely do. Cena versus Cody at WrestleMania. That would be super mega huge, but they will both be, you know, ultimate good guys, which isn't really like the big appeal for most pro wrestling through the, you need the white hat and the black hat, right? Generally, I understand everybody gets what's going on, but when you're talking about like a main event for WrestleMania, that would be one, I guess. And do you really want to just I see that as an automatic L for John Cena, but then again, I was arguing against this a couple of weeks ago on my 2 p.m. pro wrestling expert panel, and maybe it is what's best for business, giving John Cena all the titles in the world. More than the Ric Flair. Let's speak like Iron Sheik for a little bit, because why not? He's a worser than the Michael Jacksons. Famous quote by Iron Sheik. Yep. 2 p.m. tomorrow, by the way. Go check it out. We're going to be here live. Me, the Sleaze, King Reezy, Danny Damage, and who knows, maybe we'll get a special guest. We're looking for special number 5s now. Mama Raines wants to say hi to you. Well, hello to Mama Raines. There you go. You got a shout out there from none other than the best in the world.
He is none other than the best in the world!
Thank you. Thank you, Mama Reigns. And thank you, Spooky Reezy. Spook freaking Reezy. Is that racist? Are you being racist? Don't do that. Boom. Shout out to you. He'll be on with us tomorrow, of course. That's right. I may get a horror expert on with us, Reezy. I don't want to give it away, but we've been in talks. And he's somebody in these horror podcast streets. And I know you're into horror, and I know the Sleaze is into it, and you know I'm into it, you know, especially when you're posting all them gifs of boobies from the 80s. Then I'm into it too. Especially the Freddy Kruegers and the Chuckies. I don't mind the mainstream stuff. Or how about the Toxic Avenger, Nukem High? I grew up on Nukem High, bro. What do you know about Nukem High? Nothing, probably. I know you know, King Reezy. Spook freaking Reezy. I was just watching this guy. He's probably still alive right now. This is what I watch, folks. This is the most badass dude in the world. He's the Admiral.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
He's the Duke.
What?
And he's the GOAT.
What?
All self-proclaimed, of course. I'm the king of some media. That's what I'm running with. Not the king of all media. That would be that's a little too much these days. Like, there's a niche for everything out here. But I'm the king of some media. I know wrestling, Dabbleverse, the entertaining stuff. So, breaking news. Stuttering John. In my world, this is a big deal. In my podcast world. My podcast watching world. This is my podcast doing world. So I'm just relaying messages. Because there's not a whole lot of wrestling news. I mean, we will get into some wrestling stuff. But in the meantime, look at this badass and tell me you wouldn't want to hear what he has to say about everything. Because it's ridiculous. Most of the time, it's obnoxious. And there's a huge story arc going on with him out here. He just spent the night with a young comic, up-and-coming female comic, and now he's gloating. People are breaking news. Nobody can believe it. It's hard to believe, you know, but he is a badass. He is the Duke. So shout out to you, Duke. You know, he's going to tie another one on tonight, and I don't know how he manages to function like every day doing that. You know, getting obliterated by 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that's in the news. It's big news, I'm telling you. Being followed around by PIs out here. This whole podcast game now is like, ever since I've been gone and come back, it's just gone to a whole nother level of like stupid. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Bring it on. Bring on the stupid, right? And here's some more stupid. Rhea and Liv are going to face off at January 6th. They love saying January 6th over and over. The WWE. We know why. Just kind of recall all those bad memories of those evil Republican conservatives trying to take over the country, and it scared me so much. Scared everybody so much. They just broke in and they climbed it. And all the grandmas just took over the Capitol, and I was like, whoa, fuck. It's like we're in for some dark days. So again, we might be in for some dark days because Rhea Ripley, in my book, at least promo work, she's good in the ring.
It's the shits.
But her promo work is the shits. She annoys me. She's got way too many nose rings for my liking. You want to have one nose ring? You want to be cute and have 2 nose rings? When you start to have 3, 4 nose rings,
it's the shits.
Get off my lawn, Rhea Ripley, with all your tattoos and all your nose rings and your eye rings and your tongue rings and your lip rings. Like, when do you actually practice wrestling when you're just busy getting tatted and ringed up? That's what I want to know. And plus, doesn't it hurt when you're getting smashed on your head and your face and your ears and you got all this stuff in there? I would think so. I think it's dangerous. take it out. Maybe they do before matches, but in the promos, man, holy mackerel, she looks like the that fucking Persian giant from 300. You know what I mean? With all them, just multiple rings like this. I don't know. It's not my style, right, Coach? Coach knows. She has daddy problems. That must be it. And Merry Christmas to Mama Reigns as well. And don't ever steal a gimmick from me again, The Rock. That Mama Reigns is mine. Or else I'll see you in fake court. Yep, so Rhea Ripley better not be taking this title off of Liv. It's too good. If it's going to be taken off her, you do it at WrestleMania. There's more Liv and Dominic Mysterio eating chicken nuggets to be had. That's what I'm saying. That's what I believe in. And I'm going to repeat that message over and over in my little soapbox here until it happens. And if not, I'm going to complain with all the other babies online. I'm going to go where, and just continue to hate Rhea Ripley's nose rings. It's really all I'm going to do. I'll take it to Judge Judy. Maybe I'll do that too. We'll have to do that. She's fair and balanced. My grandpa told me so. So should she get the title back, you think? Or does it really matter at this point? Certainly doesn't matter to me. I know it does to many of you out there. And I would have to assume the Marks want Rhea, the Smarks want Liv. Case closed. Sprinkle crack on them, right? Just like Dave Chappelle used to say. Because they're finished. That's exact. I just nailed the whole thing right there. We don't even have to talk about it anymore. Good. Moving on to Bischoff and Dave Meltzer beefing online still. You know, they'll never stop. Of course, I know what you're doing. It's what's best for Eric Bischoff business and Dave Meltzer business. And that's why I just had to unfollow Dave Meltzer, probably for the seventh time in my Twitter life. Because I follow him because I want to just see the goofiness and whatever he's saying. And he sure posts a lot. He posts a lot. Like, every time you go on there to check up anything, he's there. Okay? And now it's only gotten worse. He's beefing with Eric Bischoff, and then he starts posting his articles. I understand promoting. Everybody has to promote on social media. By the way, like, share, subscribe right fucking now, please. Retweet this. Thank you. I'm sure you're doing it right this second. But I understand promoting. But you don't have to post every 15 seconds. And I just had a whole news feed of only Dave Meltzer. And it drove me crazy, so I said unfollow. Not blocking, unfollowing Dave. I said, get out of here, just like this. And he disappeared. And I was like, geez, now I can actually see what my people are saying, what the Huge Universe is talking about, what they want to know about. Meltzer forgot one match from Saturday night, main event, the rating. I mean, that's, you know, everybody makes mistakes. So, not talking about that. But if Bischoff and Meltzer don't do a podcast, and here where we're totally fair and balanced, come here. I have no stake in the game for either one of yous. I do like Eric Bischoff a little more. He's actually tipped me doing my show before, back in the Periscope days. Shout out to you again, Easy E, for that. But we won't be that biased. We'll be a little biased, but we won't be that biased. So come on, Dave Meltzer. Let's go, Easy E, and we'll hash it out here. I won't let anybody talk over anybody unless it's warranted. And we can have a nice half-hour discussion, what have you after that, and you guys can just hash this thing out with words, debate style on the Dr. Huge show. Clip it, Sasha Reigns. Tell everybody. It was Liv's match. He forgot about the rating. See, Sasha Reigns wants to have a word with you as well, Dave Meltzer, and your 5-star rating systems and all this stuff. We need to know. A wrestling debate between Eric Bischoff and Dave Meltzer right here. Nowhere else. Don't steal my ideas. And of course, you'll get paid from it from somebody, not me, because I'm not paying for shit. Okay? Maybe you guys can pay me for this, because this would put you over so huge with all the streets out here. The real ones. Like I said, I don't care. I don't care who's right and who's wrong, really. I like the entertainment that is coming from it online. It's, you know, it's a lot of works. I don't believe anything anymore. Maybe they really don't like each other. Maybe they really disagree this badly about pro wrestling, right? As if that fucking matters, because they're supposedly loosely around the game right now. They're not like in the game at the moment. Supposedly, allegedly, in my opinion. I don't want to get sued, right, for stating possible facts. Sasha Reigns, did you have something else to say? No, it was the same one. That's all right. And you were correct. So moving on. Another thing I've noticed repeatedly for years now, driving me crazy, driving me Miss Daisy, and I don't even know her name anymore. It's the ref in AEW. Everybody's talked about it when it was like at its worst, when she was full on disco dancing out there. It was the complete and utter drizzling.
It's the shits.
The worst. She called so much attention to herself, but okay, it hasn't been as bad as of late. I watched a couple of AEWs recently. She's reffing some of the matches. Put her in the chat if you know her name. I used to know it. I know her as the human foot, like MJF called her one night. And that will always stick with me. It's a human foot. So she's disco dancing, she's doing all that, but she calms it down. But there's still like, she's like getting blown back by every maneuver being made in front of her. It blows her back. It's like, whoa. Yes, Aubrey, thank you. Aubrey Edwards, shout out to you. It is entertaining at times, but come on. It was too much. It's still kind of too much, in my opinion, and allegedly. But the getting blown back, and then the worst of all, when somebody's about to do like a medium risk maneuver to high risk maneuver within that range, she's like gets this face on like she disapproves, like, oh no, don't do that. You can't have that right now. Like it's so over the top though. I get what you're doing. You know, maybe AEW allows these things, and apparently they do, but I don't want it on my TV. Get it off my TV. Distracts me. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at the crowd. I'm looking at the ref. I'm looking at the wrestlers. You know, I'm not always focused because I'm a hypo in my brain or something. And, you know, the announcers are talking. There's a lot going on. Smoke, you know, people coming out of the rafters, fireworks, Vince McMahon pulling his pants down. I can even go on forever with this. There's like a lot going on. So it's a little distracting, though. It takes away from all that other stuff going on when the referee, which is supposed to be one of the straight things going in that world, the more realistic thing going on in that world. Because why would you have a ref in the ring other than for the illusion that there's an actual contest going on? But when they're disco dancing in there and not approving of maneuvers, and getting blown back by everything. Whoa, somebody just did a schoolboy. Like, holy shit. You know, it stinks. And again, get it off my TV or else. Tony Khan, that's for you.
It's the shits.
Anything on what happened on TNA last night? Of course not, because, again, I don't have TNA. They took Access TV away from me. I'm going to have to find a way to watch some of this, because as a callback to my earliest story tonight, PornstarMania, with Nadia something or other out here wrestling and losing work possibly and getting heat from the locker rooms around the country. She was talking about Dolph Ziggler, who's in TNA, and another wrestler, you know, going to the AVNs and playing that all up. But how come she can't? Because she's, you know, banged a room full of guys and stuff on film. Like, she only referees Jericho's matches. Aubrey, we were talking about earlier. And she definitely does all of his matches, but she does some others as well. So, again, I don't want to be too harsh on her. She's gotten better. She stopped with the cartwheels and the backflips right in the middle of the match. So, again, everybody at Meltzer and Bischoff, we got to get this contract done. Contract signing, we'll do that live as well. Thank you. Mike Tyson doesn't remember fighting Jake Paul, he says. Did you hear this story? Have you seen this story? And he also questions, you know, why the hell did I do this? And obviously, Iron Mike, the reason why you did it was for the money, right? That's why you got all that money now. Get it? But we know you get it. You're a good businessman. You understand these big, high numbers and what you value yourself at, which must be incredibly high. So you got paid. Jake Paul got paid. Everybody else got played, son. Oh! See what I did there? Matt Hardy sees. Everybody else got played, brah. So, who are you fooling, Mike Tyson? You're not fooling this guy. Can't believe he said that. I can't believe he does business with the Pauls. Can't believe WWE does business with the Pauls. But they do, so we're just going to have to deal with it, I guess. Why couldn't they let Jake Paul fight like 6 pit bulls? Or how about just like throw a couple lions in a cage with him? I think that would be good. Oh man, yeah, I need to get some. I'm sure I have the Shane music somewhere, but man, I got way too many samples, way too many jams around here. What else we got here? How about this? Here's a story for you, Sasha Reigns, right up your alley. Clues are out there about Dakota Kai possibly being the one that took out Kairi Sane last week. And that's crazy. That means the end of Damage Control possibly, or a return of Asuka maybe, to then put back Damage Control and then make them all Asian the way I wanted it to be in the first place. But then who's going to speak for him, right? If Dakota Kai is kicking Kairi Sane in the head and breaking her arm and things like this. Because nobody, unless Asuka's been away this whole time and just learned English, like we know somebody else should be doing right now. Yeah, do more English, less surfing, Nakamura, Asuka, all of everybody in the WWE that can't speak English. I mean, We got Andrade. He kind of almost is speaking English now. And shit, you should be. You're married to Charlotte Flair. She speaks English. She's speaking the English. I know it's a tough deal to learn, this English, but you're getting paid. You're in a company that's like, look, John Cena learned Chinese, and John Cena's an idiot.
I drink that.
Not Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins doesn't know nothing. Okay, he only knows Seth Rollins' language. That's all he knows, and cackling.
Is there nobody fucking in this goddamn fucking world?
You're not Seth Rollins. Is this Alex Jones?
All right, see, I shouldn't even be live right now.
Well, why are you live right now? You have anything else to say to me?
God fucking damn it, man. What the
We caught him. He's pissed we caught him.
When the fuck are we going live? I can't do this.
We're live, Alex.
Fuck Trump and fuck these fucking...
All right. We'll see you later then. Yep. Bye, Alex. Hello, Seth. That's how we do it here. People just come in and out of my studio here all the time. Off screen, of course. So, damage control. Stick together. Be Asian. That's what's best for business. Wrestle Talk had a whole list of 2025 Hall of Famers. I saw Bray Wyatt on there. And then I went on there and I scrolled down right after all these pop-ups came up on my screen and everything. And I kept scrolling. I kept exiting out of pop-ups. And then there was nothing else. And it said, you know what you should do? Click on this button and go to the next screen. And then I went, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that. That's stupid. So I exit out of it. And now I don't have any notes about any of that or who they thought was in it or maybe has already been picked. I don't know. But Bray Wyatt would be nice to have in there because it was on page 1. And I will not be clickbaiting and clicking on a million different things. And you definitely won't get that from any of my websites, especially the new one I made today. I have a store up on Teespring. Go check it out. Cheap, super cheap. Get everything Dr. Huge there. More to come. Just open, grand opening. We'll be adding all the bells and whistles to that all over streams and all over your life. Dr. Huge merchandise everywhere. And then I want to watch Stephen Flow. Have you guys seen Stephen Flow? We should watch that. It's going to take me a minute, so bear with me. And future me, make sure to edit this part out. Thank you. You're the best. You're the best in the world. Hold on. Let's play a best in the world. Well,
The best
I looked something up.
The best in the world.
Mm-hmm. We're there. Hopefully we don't get any more copyrights, but you know me, I'm a bad boy around here. Nobody tells me what to do. The bad boy of wrestling podcasts. Wrestling comedy podcasts. Screen share. Stephen Flow. Here we go. Let's pump it up for Stephen. Wow. Is this the best gimmick ever? Go. So yeah, he's killing it right now. Let's fast forward a little bit. He's doing the whole Eddie Vedder. Everybody, Stephen Flow. And if you don't know, if you're like under the age of 100, you might not know this, but that's from Pearl Jam. Yep. Pearl Jam did that song many, many years ago in a galaxy far, far away. And now a wrestler is doing it as his whole gimmick. That one song. Dressed up like a grunge guy. Which, hey, who knows how far he'll take that thing. It's going pretty far. Maybe he can be as big as a cheeseburger or something out here. You never know. We got a SmackDown tonight to talk about. If you want to know what you want to talk about.
What do we want to talk about?
Right. But I still have more things I want to talk about. Like this. Let's do another screen share. Look at, we're pumping it up tonight. With, not you, yes you. We're going to watch the Superman trailer live together. You know how everybody reacts? I'm going to do the greatest reaction ever. It'll be the best reaction there is. And then I'll get 1 million views. And become the next Diddy. So let's watch it. Because you can't hate me for doing this, right, YouTubes? Everybody else does it. How come I can't do stuff? Watch, they're going to harass me. I'm going to tell you all. Mark my words, I will be harassed for this, which is crazy to me.
Totally. You're missing it. Hold on. Crypto. Home.
Wanted you to see my tears.
Take me home.
Oh my God. Wow. 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 That was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Give me likes. Give me subscribes right now. I put on a performance. I even teared up. I teared up on purpose. For you. For your viewing pleasure. So go goof on me. Go tell everybody. And give me the biggest push out there ever. Because we just watched the trailer that you also saw with your eyes, but your eyes don't matter. It only matters about how I'm going to react to it. And nobody reacts really as naturally as Dr. Huge does, or ever will, or ever could be.
It's the shits.
Right? Thank you. Thank you. Performance of a lifetime. I know. Better than the trailer itself. Why didn't they make me Superman? Why didn't they make me Crypto and Lois Lane? And everybody, I should have played every part in that movie. That's how good I am. Like, share, retweet. So here's some news. I hope we got a pretty deadly match tonight. So you're just going to ignore that whole performance I just did for you, Sasha Reigns, and talk about Pretty Deadly of all people. I see how it is. Just going to gloss over that Academy Award winning, Emmy Award winning, VH1 Movie Awards winning performance. Jeez. You guys are so fickle out here. The fuck. All right. NBA. I have to speak on them for a minute. Their All-Star game will be coming up, within a month or two. People are picking all their favorites, right? And then the NBA, they got a whole new set of rules now. It's not going to be just an all-star game. We can't have just a regular all-star game anymore, folks, because the multi-million-dollar players that they have, brands that they have out there on the floor, they don't really care to do that. They don't want to give back to the fans and see really who's better than who and all these things for the fandom of basketball and all this stuff. They don't give a fuck. Right? They'll go out there, they'll score 250 points, they'll miss dunks and layups and shoot half-court shots and three-quarter court shots. So that it's gotten so bad because the players are such a bunch of knucklehead muttonheads that the NBA had to step in and go, hey, now we have to go to 3 games. You're going to play 3 games now, but it's going to be split up into 4 teams. And they're going to have like the rookies play a game, and have the broadcasters and people pick the teams, which is all better. Believe it or not, this is actually better and could solve something here. But it also can put the NBA right out there again, looking stupid, because watch the rookies end up winning the thing because they'll care the most. Simple as that. Can't make these adults over here act like adults. They had Larry Bird. The commissioner sent in Larry Bird to talk to the teams and said, just compete. Come on. You guys, show us what you got. And then they laid that fucking egg out there last year. I haven't watched in years because it's always been ridiculous. I mean, when they started even making team captains, Team LeBron and all this stuff, terrible.
It's the shits.
Awful. Team LeBron. He had guys on his team that were better than him. And he's a captain on the team. What a stupid idea that was. But we all know why it was. It's because it's the NBA now. He's still considered a thing when he hasn't been a thing basketball-wise in a very long time. So take your all-star game, shine it up real nice, turn it sideways, shove it up your candy ass. That's what I have to say about that. Get out of here. Get out of my life. I don't care what you do. Change it any which way you want. They're idiots. The most unlikable league out there. And there's some unlikable leagues. NFL's pretty close too these days. So, yep. I'm a pro basketball expert, football expert, wrestling expert, Superman expert. Look at these. Have you seen these before? For you people listening on, Apple iTunes and all that other stuff, I'm showing off my comics right now. Because why not? It's Superman time. Remember this one? Nobody liked this movie, but I have the official comic to it. None of these are going to be like breaking the bank, really. That's one of my earliest ones. World's finest right there. I don't have a ton of Superman, but I do have enough to show off here. Good series, by the way. What's going on, Lit Man? NBA is the shits. Can't even watch my Wolves. And I live in Minnesota. Same here. I mean, I'll watch the Celtics, the world champion Celtics. There's gay Superman, by the way. That's Superman's son. Super gay man. Has a boyfriend with pink hair. Not lying. Here's a cool one. Remember this guy? Doomsday. And for people that don't know anything about, always happens once the show kicks me up for a second, but I'm back. But for the people that don't know anything about comics, this thing right here is a barcode, right? And what that means is it's a newsstand copy, which makes it rarer, more rarer. Death of Superman. Oh, we're going to go on at least for a couple more. I'm on a roll right now. And I love Mylar bags because they're shiny and they're heavy. If you're a collector, you got to have that one. Like I said, I'm not even like a big Superman guy either. It's just, this is maybe half of the Superman stuff I have. Power Girl. It's just a good artist. David Nakayama, shout out to you. It's clean. And then this one is one of the newer ones that I've gotten in the past few years. Great variant. Metallo, I believe. So, yep. True expert in all things, especially Superman. That's why we watched the trailer. That's why I'm doing this show, right? Best in the world. We've already gone through all that. Modern NBA hoops. This is Litman. Modern NBA hoops is the 3-point algorithm. It's unwatchable. SGA and his foul baiting. Same with Luka. Yes, I agree with all this. It all started with James Harden with that goofiness. I mean, LeBron really, to me, he's the front man as far as ruining the NBA. Sorry, kids. I know you've been brainwashed for your entire lives. Basically, anybody under 30, you've probably been brainwashed your whole life. I even was at the very beginning of the whole LeBron. I watched the whole thing happen. You know, it's not like I don't know what's going on. I've seen a lot of these games. I've watched them play. I've watched, all this stuff. So I was rooting for him, actually, the first, before he went to Miami. I was pretty much done with him when he went to Miami. But even before that, I wasn't rooting against him unless he went against the Celtics. You know, when he almost beat the Pistons, that's peak LeBron to me. At that age, he is a freak of nature. He's definitely a top 30 player, in my opinion. And people think that's crazy to say, but it's because it's like, why? We're only supposed to be, it's like him and Jordan only? No, that debate's been gone a long, long time ago. It's Kobe's better, Bird's better, Magic's better, Wilt's better, Russell's better, Duncan's better. Like, if we're going to take it all into context, all this basketball stuff, how the league allows LeBron to stat pad, actually helps him stat pad by giving him fake assists, open rebounds, and layups. Just go look at his field goal percentage and the shooting charts. You would think he's a center. He only shoots around the basket. The steroid stuff. I mean, you really think that he's just keeping himself in that good a shape for that long? Really? With all the money that's at stake? Really? Are we going to be all that naive and childlike? Oh, no, he couldn't. He's just a freak of nature and he can play 20 years in the NBA, no problem. Sure. There's just too much. The super teams, he's the first person to start the super team era. He fucked the whole thing up. He fucked the game up in a literal sense. So, I mean, come on. Yeah, pretty much when Kobe died, the league died with him. And this is coming from I'm a Celtics fan. And I couldn't stand Kobe the first part of his career. He was a dickhead. And I'll still stand by that. He was a douche. That guy was a douchebag. Young Kobe Bryant and all this. The way he would just chuck up. He would miss 30 shots and keep shooting, and they'd be like, oh, it's like, that's Kobe Bryant, but that's good. And I'm like, he just missed 50 shots. It's not good, okay? Maybe calm it down. Maybe pass to a teammate. But he definitely grew out of it and gained my respect, beating the Celtics and everything, even though I think the Celtics should have won that game 7 if Perkins actually played. The one game he doesn't play, I find that highly suspect. He was that injured he couldn't play that game. So basically, Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum are playing volleyball at the basket all night. They just got all the rebounds and all the offensive rebounds and won that game 7 by just a little bit. But they won. So, yeah, Kobe Bryant, head and shoulders above LeBron James, in my opinion. LeBron James doesn't have the it factor, okay? We all know this. We've known it for years. He's the complete shits.
It's the shits.
In the fourth quarter, when it counts, he's terrible. He always folds. Just go listen to Skip Bayless the past 10 years. But he's not even like hard enough on him, I don't think. And people think it's crazy to be like that critical of him. I already said he's a top 30 player, but let's not act like he's top 5, top 2. Fuck out of here. You don't know ball. Clearly, you don't know anything about basketball. That's how I just see it. And the kids, they just go, well, he had another triple-double the other night. Oh, did he? That's how you're measuring this? In Adam Silver's NBA, where we're scoring more than ever? It's like they're scoring so much now, it only matches up with the 60s, the amount of scoring that's happening. And when that was going on, that was like the era where Wilt Chamberlain was scoring 100 points and shit. It's ridiculous. It's gimmicks. They're trying to get the game over, but by doing that, they're actually setting it back because we're in an era now where everything is online and it's being analyzed by people like Dr. Huge, and we see what you're doing. And don't dumb it down. They fucking nerfed everything. They're nerfing everything. Yep, LeBron is the Drew Brees of the NBA, a record high offensive player because the league propped him up. Yeah. I mean, I think Drew Brees is really, really good, but he did get to compete in a dome most of the time. You know what I mean? There's certain things you have to put things into context, kids, and no kids ever do that. They just go, oh, triple-double. They're playing you. His assists, half his assists aren't real. He's getting all his garbage time points when they're losing. And then just look where they're at. And they got Anthony Davis and a whole team around him that's actually good and wins games when he's not playing. Fuck out of here, LeBron James is the GOAT. Crazy. You guys are crazy. And those people that even think that, man, there could be a whole podcast just done about this. Outrageous. So, anyway, let's fly through SmackDown. It's about to happen. But Gargano versus Alex Shelley, that's happening. Nia Jax and Candice LeRae versus Bianca and Naomi, who I'm starting to think Naomi might have attacked Jade Cargill backstage. I'm not saying Drew Brees wasn't great, but he was the benefactor of the league changing the rules. Yep. It all happened in 2004. That was one of the main changes. You couldn't push or hold receivers past 5 yards. They did that because of the Patriots. And the Colts were complaining because they were just held to 3 points in a playoff game against them on the offseason. And they said, nope, you can't hold anymore. You can't do any of that touching stuff. And then the PI age really got boosted up even more. But yep, Drew Brees was around for all that. And all his guys got open. Marquise Colston, fucking Michael Thomas. He had some good ones. Olave, never. Right? Oh, what else is happening tonight? Strowman is on the Grayson Waller effect, so I'm actually looking forward to that. Bloodline 2 versus Apollo, Andrade, and LA Knight. Can they stick together and beat the Bloodline 2? Who knows? They should hate them enough. They've been beating them up for weeks. And King Reezy, it had to be said. Oh, it had to be Naomi. She was jealous of Jade's spot. I'm loving it. We're killing it out here, Reezy. 2 p.m. tomorrow. Pro wrestling expert panel of geniuses all over the internet. YouTube. We're going to be talking about this whole week in wrestling. Definitely subscribe. Get your notifications rung. And Mac Diesel in the house. Shout out to you, bro. 2020 killed Pro Stars or sports as we knew it. Yep. It really did. And especially when, you know, the deadliest thing in the world is out here and we're still playing games on TV. We're still wrestling each other in underwear and bleeding and sweating all over each other. Got it. Love when you show your comics in those Superman comics. Oh, the shit. Oh, man, look at this one. This is my favorite one as of late because it's the newest. But yes, I mean, he looks like Bruce Campbell. Look, it's Bruce Campbell right there. Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Yep, plenty more where that came from. Maybe I'll do a part 2, all the ones, the Superman comics that are like my lower tier. But I keep these for the books I have. I keep for a reason. Usually it's because I pulled them off the shelves, you know, as a kid, and I don't plan on selling any of those. Plus, they're all beat up anyway. I wouldn't get a lot for even some good ones. But I mean, I have some decent stuff. I got a, you know, Deadpool first appearance. I got this and that. I got some Silver Age X-Men. I'm doing okay for myself in that stuff. Mainly Spider-Man. I got a lot of Spider-Man. What kid doesn't, right? He's the best. And then a lot of Punisher. Because, you know, kids love the Punisher too, right? This kid did. Anyway, we'll catch up with you guys again tomorrow, 2 p.m. You got to subscribe. You got to do it. I need the watch time on YouTube. So if you're watching on X or TikTok, definitely jump over here. And maybe we'll do some TikTok streams in the future dedicated to TikTok where it's like on a cell phone angle. So all the people that are at work or watching on their phones will have a much better angle of my face, you know, when they're pleasuring themselves out in at Applebee's or whatever at 7 p.m. All right, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm just going to stop babbling. Bye.
Titillate the juices.